They'll say you are powerful because you care deeply, because you cry fast, because you carry everyone else's weight like it's a badge. But what if the weight you carry is the reason you've never broken through? You see, they say care more, but never ask why you care. They say feel everything, but never say what it's costing you. So, nah, you're not being empathetic. You are bleeding on command. And they call that strength. We call it programmed surrender. Warning, 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 warning. This episode may sever your loyalty to emotional leakage. Side effects include withdrawal from identity attachments, rage towards spiritual guilt programming, and sudden clarity about who you are not responsible for. This is not a pep talk. It's an extraction. So let's get busy. Let's work. You've been told that caring is proof of love, that your ability to overextend is what makes you good, that you are like God when you feel everybody's pain. But here's the truth. You don't become more powerful by caring more. You become powerful by caring about the right things at the right rank. Because when your care isn't filtered through remembrance, that becomes your downfall. You see, you weren't designed to carry what you weren't assigned. You weren't sent to bleed for what God already buried. You weren't sealed to fix what was meant to break. But they never told you that. Because if you stop caring about what doesn't belong to you, then you become uncontrollable. You start saying no. You start leaving tables. You stop crying on cue. They can't use that version of you. Because that version of you, that version is dangerous. So let me make this clear. Caring beyond your rank is not compassion, it's misplacement. You weren't drained because you lacked faith. You were drained because you obeyed emotions instead of system assignments. Hear this. Caring too much is a glitch. It signals confusion between empathy and authorship. And every time you care without questioning placement, you bleed authority. And in the kingdom, unfiltered care is just unassigned warfare. You start fighting battles God never asked you to fight. Because you mistook emotional stimulation for spiritual instruction. You need some deeper logic? Bet. Let's break it clean. Your nervous system tracks every emotional leak. Every person you care for without placement burns your bandwidth. Every situation you inject yourself into because you don't want to feel guilty creates system fog. This is trauma scripting disguised as purpose. It's legacy martyrdom. It's how people stay busy for God and never become useful to Him. Because in the kingdom, placement defines responsibility. I own my placement. I guard my lane. I do not bleed outside my seal. Rank defines access. Not everybody gets proximity. Access is earned through alignment, not emotional appeal. Remembrance defines emotional regulation. When I remember who I am, I no longer react from fear. I respond from authorship. You see, caring is not a virtue unless it is assigned. You want some real world? Bet. Let's make this plain. You coach your friends on growth, but they never change. And now your peace is bleeding. That's not care. That's misplacement. You keep giving energy to a workplace God already told you to exit. Or you call that loyalty. Nah. That's self-betrayal in a company badge. You feel responsible for your sister's chaos because she vents more than she prays. That's not compassion. That's a system violation. You're parenting out of guilt, overcompensating for what you didn't have, instead of leading from obedience. That's not care. That's emotional debt. You keep checking in with the team who never submitted to the vision. You call it leadership. That's anxiety disguised as oversight. And how about this? You're holding space for a relationship God already ended, and you call that loyalty. But that is just fear management. If God didn't assign it, your nervous system will resent it. Your spirit will leak and your system will stall. That is not apathy. It is alignment. And here's how we make this right. It's phone tap time. You got the call. Now move like it's recorded.
Please hold for a very important message.
And you know we start with an audit. Ask yourself, where are you bleeding energy through misplaced care? Who are you trying to fix, protect, or rescue without God's instruction? Then you got to hit it with the remix. Reassign your care. Channel it into your role, your assignment, your system. Then we re-record. Say it out loud. I no longer care beyond my clearance. I no longer cry for what God has already judged. I am only responsible for what I was sent to seal. You thought power came from feeling more, but it comes from carrying less, from remembering what's yours and letting the rest rot. No more emotional martyrdom, no more system leakage, no more guilt-based obedience. I am not here to care beyond my rank. I am not here to bleed for my bondage. I am the override. I am the sealed one. You either own the system or get erased by caring too much about what doesn't care about you. You either run the system or the system runs you. Change your mind, change your life. I am who I say I am. Do you and stay rich.